All right, hello again, everyone. Troy here from BBR Worms and Greens, and yeah, you guessed it, more feeding. That's pretty much all I got to do right now. Mainly just because this is the state that they're at, and the bins are still relatively fresh and new. So they've been. I think this is about probably week three. I think about week three, pretty much the tail end of week three. So this here is one of the mature bins. I have four, although I'm only going to feed three today. Well, I'm going to feed three, probably two or three on camera, and the rest I'm going to, the other one I'm going to leave for my son because he really wants to feed the wormies. So as you can see, there's a lot of castings on here. There's a lot of castings on here. My casting sifter device, I really got to keep working on it. I've literally just been sitting on it, like half done in my garage for the last 2 weeks. But things happen, right? So in all the previous videos, what I did was I fed over here and over here. So what I'm looking for today is I'm checking the moisture, and I have a large feeding. And I'm not going to have like an hour-long video like I did before or anything like that. It's probably going to be maybe 30 minutes. And follow along if you want. What I would ask is that you just throw me a like and you throw me a subscribe, and if you possibly could, throw me a comment, something special, or just the three letters BBR stands for my kid's initials. That would be great. That's what I named the channel on. So I totally expect to see very little to no food except probably banana peels. I'd be very shocked if there's anything other than pieces of banana here. So about 4 days ago, I gave them some bananas, and yeah, there's still plenty of worms in this area, and there is probably all these little white dots, probably still oyster shells, is what I'm guessing. I can't quite get them quite as small as I would like. I don't know what that it is, but probably just smushed up piece of banana. And yeah, so here's some banana piece right here, and we move this bin over to a slightly better place. And as you can see, they're healthy. They're still relatively juvenile because they don't have their clitellums yet, but they're happy. I like the moisture in here. It's not insanely moist. It's probably again in the realm of where I want to keep it. No more moist than this. If you can see that down there, you can see. I mean, it's there's no standing water. It's certainly wet, but there's no standing water. And again, all of these guys here are very healthy. They're all just moving around like wormies do. So, and yeah, so here's a chunk of banana peel. I don't know how much banana. I don't think I have a lot of banana today. I have some pineapples, and I'm going to check over on this side as well. Yeah, so I got some slimy banana over here, and some worms and cardboard over here. Let's see. And yeah, so, and then more worms, a lot of worms. And I'd love to split this bin up again. I'm not certain if right now is the right time, but soon. I think one more week. So yeah, so banana peel, and I'm just gonna throw that back in there, and then more banana peel. Oh wait, there's a banana peel right there. So the other day when I fed them, previously to this, these guys had gotten shortchanged. This is my you poor wormy pile. So they got more food the other day, and they're getting some extra food today. As you can see, I still have a lot of carbon in here. Still have a lot of cardboard. So that I find is good. I'm going to be putting more in You should always put more carbon in when you're throwing in food. But yeah, so quite a bit of the stuff I'm putting in today is pieces of carrot and broccoli that have been frozen. I did not have the patience. I need a new food processor. The one I bought off of Kijiji is absolutely atrocious. So yeah, it's going to be the death of me. The thing does like half a pound at a time, and I just want to throw it out the window. So, anyways, that being said, they're getting small cut-up scraps, but they're not getting slurried scraps, which is totally okay. I prefer to give them something a little bit with a bit more surface area, but at the same time, not the end of the world. So, again, lettuce and broccoli, grapes, apple peel. So all kinds of good stuff. Definitely giving them more. So I have 4 mature bins, and I have 4 mature bins and 3 babies, 3 baby bins. So, and I actually have a little experiment bin too. So, that needs some food as well. But these guys have been shortchanged, so they just get a bit extra this week. Bringing this food up here, there's probably 6 or 7 pounds of it, but I'm looking at it now going, man, this is not a lot of food. But it is what it is. Again, your worms get what you get. And also, I mean, for anyone that does not know this, and I'm sure most of you do, the cardboard is their bedding is also their food. So I'm not feeling terribly bad about not giving them, 3 pounds of food, and you don't want to give them that much anyways. This stuff has a relatively high moisture content because it's been frozen, so everything is it's pretty soft. So just keep that in mind when you're doing this stuff too, that you don't want to give them too much liquid. So I'm also giving them worm chow. Right over the feeding zone, because I don't want to feed them again for another week. So I'm actually going to not double up, but I'm giving them, probably gave the other side a lot more than I'm giving this side, but about 1.5 scoops of my chow versus the 2. I normally do 1 scoop of the chow, so at least on the mature bits. And then, so the chow has a lot of grit. It has all kinds of different stuff. I honestly, I thought about making a video of it yesterday when I was grinding it all up, and I will soon. The issue is that I was alone with my toddler, and guarantee, he interrupted me like 5 times. Well, it would have been 15 minutes. So there's no way I would have lost my mind trying to make a video on it. So yeah. Anyways, there's that. Cover it all up. Throw some more cardboard on it, and I really don't want to disturb these guys for a while. Whoops. The cardboard really dries out your bin, so keep that in mind when you're throwing cardboard down. I mean, you need to, deal with it. It's not a problem, or it's not a bad thing by any stretch. But you just means that the day after or something, for me anyways, for the next kind of 2 days, I have to add a significant amount of moisture to the bin to not keep it from being really dry. And because they like being on top, right? They like being where all the action is, up above. Let's see if this works today. I don't know if it will. Oh, look at that. My sprayer. Oh, no. Let's see. Sprayer might work, it might not. I have another one. I got this, I think on Amazon. It was like $20. It's really hit and miss. It sometimes works really good, and then sometimes like just spits a little bit. And ironically, the other one, I have 2 of them, but the other one I use for hydrogen peroxide, and that one, it's the exact same thing, but I think the motor or something is just a little bit better, because man, It shoots that stuff like crazy. So use it for the microgreens. All right, so again, this gives you a really nice fine mist, but it takes forever to actually do anything, so get kind of annoyed with it. All right, so just gonna do this, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna make this a super long video. I'm gonna do this bin here, which you're seeing now, and then I'm gonna do a baby bin, because I haven't really looked at those at all in many days. And then I'm going to do my special bin. So stick around. If you're already at this point, you might as well wait to watch the special bin. I want to basically try this out because I have some ideas for it. And I hear my monster. He may barge in. Who knows? We were outside today. It's I think it's the 13th or something, and we're in Canada, Ottawa, and we had a lot of snow today. So let me bring this over there, and I'll be right back. All right, so this is the baby bin, and this is one of the thermostats that I keep referencing. It has a Bluetooth that works all around the house. It's pretty awesome, and it connects to your phone. So it doesn't do Wi-Fi or anything. You can only see it when you're around your house, but it works phenomenally, and the calibration stays quite well. I use other ones to like check the calibration, and it works great. So this is the baby bin. I literally haven't seen inside of this thing I can't even remember if I fed them last week. It's either been a week or it's been 4 days. I honestly forget. But I always trench here and here. So let's see what we see. I hope we see a lot of babies. We got some cocoons that still haven't hatched. Let's see. So you got some babies over here. You got some babies kind of right there. You got still a baby, but a not so baby right there. And okay, let's keep going. This is definitely it definitely needs a fluff. So I'm gonna literally just flip everything over. Oh, I just grabbed. I don't know if you can kind of see all of them, but there's a lot of babies in here. It's pretty moist. I will definitely moisten it up, but it's certainly compacted. When you have a lot of babies, not a lot of big boys, they can't break through stuff as easily. So like this guy here, you see wormy. Thought I'd see a few more, but boom, there you go. You got some wormies. But again, it's all very compacted. So, and you have to be really gentle. Again, not ideal to have to break stuff apart with babies, but at the end of the day, as long as you're gentle about it, it's really not the end of the world. So again, I'm going to do this bin, and there's like no food in here, which is okay. So yeah, I'm gonna do this bin, and then I'm gonna do my special bin. So you really do want to stick around for it. It's gonna be an interesting experiment, and I'm not gonna tell you what it is until you see it. But yeah, this bin needs a healthy dose of moisture. So beyond that, while you're watching this, honestly, just if you can, take 2 seconds, put in the comments kind of what you're looking to see from videos, anything. It could be more tests. Any of you who have not seen the other video, I started up a test yesterday. I have 4 different plants that I'm growing in my grow room here. And I have a 0% potting mix. So it's a potting mix, so there is nutrients in there. A 0% potting mix, a 10%, and somewhere between 20 and 25%. I'm not entirely certain exactly. I kind of mixed a little bit of soil with non-soil. I already had a little bit of castings when I mixed in my 20%, so it's probably like 22% or something. Again, it's not a scientific experiment, so it's just a little YouTube experiment, so it's not really the end of the world. So you can see little balls here, and they may have food in them, I don't know, but what you can also see is you can see a whole bunch of worms. So this is one of my bins where I was supposed to have like 20,000 cocoons, and when I got them, he's like, hey, they're actually mostly hatched. So anyways, overall I'm happy. I can see so much life in this thing. It is just incredible. There's little tails everywhere. I know, cameras don't really they just simply can't do a baby worm bin justice. They really can't. But there is. This thing is teeming with babies all over the place. So I know they never say, and they always say never to do this. But I literally need so much moisture that this is what I do very infrequently. And really, it's just so you're not dropping a whole pile of water in one little area. You're kind of using it as a spout. Now, really, I need to just go to the dollar store, and I need to get a small little watering can. I just simply haven't yet. So, don't judge me. Okay, I'm literally throwing these guys their worlds upside down. I feel bad for that, but it is what it is. And yeah, so now I'll make my little trench. I give them some food, and then after this, again, I will show you my little special bin. And there's something special about the bin. It's kind of what I'm thinking of trying for as soon as these guys are of the right breeding age, I want to use it to, what's the best word? Make a more efficient stacking method for bins, and basically make a highly vertical, efficient space. So right now I'm giving them. Sorry, I probably should have put this more in the center here. I'm giving them some strawberries and I don't know, grapees. Squishing stuff up where I can. And I'm going to give them a chunk of banana peel. Because there was like no food in here. And I've kind of known about that for a couple days. And I just really wanted them to get through some bedding. And I kind of want to start doing these on a weekly basis, not every kind of 4 days. It's just easier that way. So again, just squishing stuff up so they can get in there. If you give them something like a grape, I mean, literally they'd have to go through the center because it would be hard to get to the outside. And now the microbes have way more space because, again, just as a reminder to all the newer people, worms don't eat this food. They don't care for food. They care for the microbes that break down the food. So if you give them something that's very hard to actually break down because it's still in one giant form, then you're really not benefiting them at all. All right. So I want to give them a bunch of different stuff. And I also have, again, I have several more bins, so it's not like I can give them a forever amount of food. So I think this is probably going to be it. I have two more baby wormy bins, I should say, and they're probably going to get less food than this. Is my guess. So, okay, and then worm chow. So again, you want the worm chow for several things. It has calcium. There's several things in here that have calcium, and other things, minerals and whatnot. But there's a lot of things in this that have grit. So I have glacial rock sand is one of the things. I have dolomite lime, and I also have oyster shells, crushed oyster shells. So unfortunately, the crushed oyster shells are going to take a long time to be of any value of grit because I can't pulverize them as finely as I would like currently. But that being said, I'm gonna figure out I'm just gonna get a cheap like little coffee grinder or something like that. So if you want to pulverize things in small quantities, super fine, then you definitely want to get like a little coffee grinder or something that will break that stuff down. All right, so again, this bin had a lot of moisture, but then it also didn't. Like it had moisture in some spots and not others. But overall, it was relatively good. But again, these are babies, so babies you want to have as high as moisture content as you can without it, just kind of going bad on you. So I think I struck a pretty good balance, and yeah. So again, they always need the cardboard, and that's a video I'm definitely going to make. Kind of tips and tricks about cardboard. They always want the cardboard. They need or shredded paper, or if you want, you can poke coconut coir in. I'm going to start doing coconut coir because that's what I'm going to use as my substrate for my microgreens. Pro tip: if you do microgreens with coconut coir, then all of the substrate, everything that you basically grow the microgreens in, isn't actually a waste anymore. Maybe some of you were composting it, but you can also just feed it to your worms after you're done. So if you have enough worms to support the amount of microgreens you want, then it works perfectly. And then your costs are basically I don't want to say non-existent, but because you still have the cost of seeds and stuff and lighting, but don't have to pay kind of $2 for potting mix or coconut coir or anything like that, because you're going to use it up. And the nice thing is that $2 of coconut coir or whatever, will probably turn into about the same price, probably even a little bit more as castings. So you use it, then you upcycle it basically, and then there you go. Okay, so I have one little bugger trying to escape, or because I just threw his world up on end. So that's why I don't want to really do anything for the next while with this bin and all the other baby bins, is because I'm really destroying their lives doing all this, and that's really not the whole point of this endeavor. So you want to fluff it up. You want to make sure there's no air pockets, and then you pretty much just want to feed them and then put them on the merry way. So now I'm going to get to my special bin. And again, this is an idea I've had. I'm bringing it over right now. I don't know if it's going to work. So it's a microgreen bin. Microgreen tray, I should say. And so I'll show you another version of it. It's just different color. So the good and the bad, and I don't know what it's going to be, is all the ridges. So all the ridges can hold in some liquid, but you can't really scoop it out after. So that's kind of the bad part. That being said, so here's my theory, and I'm going to try it and see what happens. You could take these, and then you could stack them. And then, you could stack them kind of like this and kind of like this. Now, in a place of 1, you now have a place of 3. So you can do that in various kind of combinations to make your space more efficient. So that is the idea behind this. The reality, I have no idea if it's going to work. But I wanted to try. I was actually trying this with a different, it was actually a different test. So I put some food in last night. This is the only thing these guys have ever had is about 3/4 of about 3/4 of a cup of pineapple. And last night I put in some worm chow, but there's not a lot of worms in here at all. The bin was very, very, very wet because I had a blackout dome over it, which is, if you do, certain microgreens want a blackout dome. So it basically traps in the humidity. There's some holes there, but I started to realize that I was not comfortable with the amount of moisture that's in here. And frankly, there's probably only like 100 worms in here. I don't actually know how many worms in here because I literally just grabbed a handful one day. And the basis of this was worm castings, cardboard, and coconut coir. So I seriously have no idea where the worms would be, and how many are actually in here. So what I was trying to do with this bin is I was trying to do basically a time-lapse experiment. Oh, so here they go. They're kind of hiding. They're all kind of hiding over in the corner where it's really moist, and I literally can't get to them. I don't know if you guys can see that. They're kind of just down there. I don't hear a few of them. Again, I don't want to disturb them too much. This thing is quite moist, so I'm not really going to put, and I don't really think they care too much for the pineapple. It's still here. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to throw some food in. I think they may have eaten some of the chow. But I think I'm going to give them more chow, and I'm going to give them a very small amount of food. Kind of in a trench down. Oh yeah, see, there you go. There's a bunch of these guys. And if you come up with a bin like this, I just have to go into another bin for a second. Do apologize, but this is what happens when you run experiments. Sometimes you don't really know what you're going to expect. So I am going to throw some dry coconut coir in here. And this will within, kind of 20 minutes kind of thing, this will immediately suck up a lot of the moisture and will be, will just certainly help a significant amount with the moisture issue in this bin. And this is also a super new bin. So it doesn't have a lot of biology other than the worm castings that I had put into it. So I'm not terribly surprised that it's not the best bin. And again, there's not a lot of worms in here at all. But what I'm trying for, and I don't want to make this thing much higher than it is, because I want to see at some point if we can actually layer bins on top of other bins. So what I was trying to do before is actually use basically a nighttime security camera and put it in the bin. And I'm going to try that with a different experiment, and then just have a little bit of food over here. And I want to see them do their thing. I want to see them eat the food. But the light does not. It's in the high infrared, so it's I think like 900 microns wavelength or something like that. So it's not something that would have bothered them. And see, here's a little dude right here. And I don't want to pull on him or anything, but anyways, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give them. So the whole point was initially to kind of watch them and not disturb them, and you see people's time lapses. and stuff where they get they get a lot of views because watching pretty much anything is really cool in time lapse. But my camera, unfortunately, went stupid, and I finally realized that it was just because the connector kept basically disconnecting itself because it had like a weatherproof plastic cover on there. Anyways, it was very frustrating. I didn't realize till yesterday, and so I'd kind of given up on the whole thing. And then now I'm not giving up on it. I'm going to redo it with a different bin at some point, probably relatively soon. So again, I don't want to give them too much food. So I think this is probably enough for right now. And I'm going to give them some chow. And actually, I'm going to give them some chow in this area here. And there's not a lot of these guys, so they need the grit, definitely. They need all the calcium that's in here. And I don't want to mess with these guys for another week. So this is what they get for a week. Because again, there's not a lot of wormies in here. And yeah. I am still gonna, even though I'm trying to dry it out, I'm still gonna put a little bit of moisture in. I'm not going to put any more cardboard in because I don't want this thing to get any taller. And there's still enough in there, and there's a heck of a lot of coconut core. Let's hide that. And all right, so yeah, and this thing is just naturally drying itself out now after being super damp for quite a while because I had that blackout bin on, or the blackout dome on. So anyways, this is the end of the video. Thank you very much for any of you that stuck around this long. Again, like, subscribe, and if you can check out my other videos, check out my testing video, which again is just kind of the setup. I'll be running kind of weekly kind of updates, probably through shorts or maybe long ones, I don't know, on that. And we're going to kind of see how that all plays out together. And if you can throw a comment in, or just type in the comments BBR, that's my kids' initials, that would be fantastic. Thank you very much. And I'm going to go do the other bins and not make you guys have to watch them. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.